Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, participant, uh, this session is for tools for scientific graphing and data analysis. So, our speaker Kiran Bhandary from Inpixon India Limited Hyderabad has joined us to show you a demo on software Sigma Plot. I am introducing Sir. He is currently working as a technical associate in Inpixon India Limited, Hyderabad. He got MSc in Biostatistics from Mahe, Manipur, Karnataka. He is taking care of SysTet and SigmaPlot software for statistical data analysis and graphing for last 3.6 years. He conducts training and handles technical support for softwares like SysTet 13.2, SigmaPlot 14.5, SigmaStat, TableCarb 2D or 3D. Sir, welcome to this workshop. The session is for you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Firstly, we would like to thank management of Tripura University and special thanks to Dr. Alok Rai sir for giving us this wonderful opportunity. Today, I'm going to present Sigma Plot software. Uh, yes. Is the screen is properly visible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, Sigma Plot software, it is basically a statistical data analysis and graphing software. In this software, we concentrated on the data visualization things that are like different type of 2D, 3D plots, adding multiple plots in the single graph frame, and good quality graphs. Because nowadays we know researchers and public scientists looking for the good quality graphs for publication and to write up the paper. And this is about our company. Currently, this company developing this software. It's a US-based company, Indoor Data Intelligence. Our Indoor Data Intelligence platform and patented technologies empower users to harness the power of indoor data to create actionable intelligence. And SigmaPlot is the statistical data analysis and graphing software. Here, it offers over 50 statistical tests, which is frequently doing in the research. We can perform all these tests with the advisory help that I'm going to explain you in the software part. And another important thing is it's a easy data visualization. We can perform 100 different type of 2D 3D plots with different type of curve fitting feature also. And these are all the some advantages of the Sigma Plot 15. This is one of the option in the graphing is quick graphing. We can quickly graph any data. If you enter the data, any type of data, the software going to generate the exact graph quickly by using the quick start dialog box. And the easy data visualization, by right click on the graph only we can see modify plot option, and basic editing, advanced editing, adding multiple plots, adding curves, and saving features, editing features, everything. And more than, as I told before, we can generate more than 100 type of graphs, 2D 3D graphs with graph edit and export option. And in this version we can see the smoother enhancement for 2D 3D plot also, that I'm gonna explain you in the software part. And in this feature we added the heat map features also, which is more useful in web checking and in molecular biology and in management also, for comparison of the pattern. And we can quickly plot our data by using existing graph template. There is a graph gallery option in the software which contains some graph template where you can generate the exact graph for your data. And Sigma Plot offers publication quality graphs, so you can use this graph for publication. And you can share the 2D 3D plots with the high quality graph as a web page. and you can set the DPI quality to share the graph with that quality. And you can assess sigma plot feature in the Word, Excel, and PowerPoint also. That I'm gonna explain you in the software part only. And we can fit the data accurately by using regression wizard. And sigma plot built with one unique feature, advisory wizard. That is a unique feature which suggesting the end user appropriate test for the data. If you have any kind of data, there is no need to arrange the data for analysis. If you have any kind of data, raw data, index data, mean size, error, mean size, and any kind of data, the software, if you go through the advisory wizard, that suggesting you the appropriate test for your data by analyzing the parametric, non-parametric conditions. And software generating report also, the report with the short interpretation. And sigma plot built with pharmacology module also, which contains pharmacokinetic features and enzyme kinetic features also. And we can fit multiple equation and graphs simultaneously to the data also. That is a enzyme kinetic module. And we can import ODBC file also with external files for analysis and graphing. And we can import the different type of images also to the graph page of the sigma plot, and then you can perform basic editing and advanced editing, how you can do in the graph you are generating. For image also you can perform basic editing and advanced editing. And another additional feature in this version is we can save the result graph data with the report. This is one of the additional feature in this version. And some key features offered by this is sigma plot 15. I just mistaken 14.5. It offers pharmacokinetics features as that is the pharmacodynamics features, and we can perform clinical trial studies also. And we can perform the enzyme kinetic inhibition analysis, and ROC curve, which is the result supporting plot of the logistic regression. And we can perform standard curve analysis, one of the module of enzyme kinetics. And we can fit multiple data sets by single equation by using global curve fitting wizard. And this is 21 CFR compatible software, which is food and which that United States Food and Drug Administration requirement for electronic record keeping. And this is offers validation also. And so software built with data protection for entire notebook, and data protection for the report also. So you can safeguard your report also. And these are all the some customers of our software. And this is the interface of the this is the overview of the software. Here you can see the quick start dialog box, which contains create graph and open notebook option, that I'm going to explain you in the software part. Sorry. So now we are in the software part. So you people are following me, no? Hello.
Yes, sir. We are listening, sir.
Yes. Okay. So when we open the software, it is opening with a quick start dialog box. Under create graph option, we can see all the 2D, 3D graphical features are highlighted here. If you select any plot option, suppose I'm selecting scatter plot option, you can see the scatter plot subgraphs here. And likewise, if you select the line plot option, you can see the subgraphs of the line plot here. And if you select any plot, suppose I'm going to generate a simple step line from the line plot option. So you can see the graph preview of that line plot. This is a simple step line. And the format in the right side. Now it is showing XY pair. You can change the pair also here. If you want to plot single X, if you want to plot single Y, you can select that format also. But I'm still continuing with the XY pair. So I selected a simple step line plot from the line plot option. I just click OK. Here, the interface now divided into two windows. One is worksheet, and the right window is the graph page of that worksheet. Here, I'm going to enter the data manually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the corresponding y as 24, 25, 27, 36, 39. It's just a hypothetical entry. So now you can see in the right window there one graph is automatically generated. This is nothing but a quick graphing of the data, one of the graph executing feature in the Sigma plot 15. Then what about the create notebook option? What are the features are there under that option? So again, I'm going into the quick start dialog box under main button, quick start, open notebook. So here we can create a blank notebook of Sigma plot. You can create the Excel interface notebook also, which contains all the menu driven tab option of the Excel. And you can create a new notebook from the database also. And you can create the new notebook from the data on the clipboard. And now I'm going to show you the worksheet feature of the Sigma Plot 15. So I just selected the first option, create new blank notebook. I just click OK. This is the notebook, second notebook. This is the worksheet of the Sigma plot. I just hide this graph which I generated in the beginning. No worry, whatever the data you are importing, whatever the report is generating, whatever the graph you are generating, that is going to be listing in this notebook manager window in the left side. So now we are in the new blank notebook of the Sigma plot. Here you can enter the data manually. You can copy paste from the external source also. And this interface is almost similar to Excel file, but the difference is in Excel you can't change the column header name. There you can see A, B, C, D, F, G, like that. Column header names are there, but here you can directly change. There is no alternate properties like spaces, and there is a variable property option is there. We need to follow that condition. So those conditions, formalities are not there in the Sigma plot software. You can directly name the column like this. Just double click on the column header. I just double click on the column header. You can give the space in between the alphabet, and you can enter the numerics also in between the alphabet. Then which and all the formats uh, supporting Sigma plot software, which and all the formats we can open in the Sigma plot software for analysis and graphing. Again, go to the main button. Under main button, you can see here open option. Here you can open this many formats easily in the Sigma plot software. We can open JNB, SNB files of Sigma plot, Excel files, plain text, comma delimited files, template notebook, regression library, Sigma plot 1, Sigma plot curve fit files, and Sigma plot machine toast 4 and 5 files, Sigma stat files, DOS files, table called 2D 3D curve fitting files, Lotus files, Quattro Pro, and image analysis data, Mocha Sigma scan worksheets, and SAS data sets also we can easily import into the we can easily open in the Sigma plot software. Then what about the other features? What about the exporting feature? I'm going to explain you this exporting feature in the graph and report part. We can export the graph as a web page also. That is what I mentioned in the slide part, in the introduction part. And here you can see the data protection option also. This is the one of the data protection option. This is to protect your entire notebook. You can set the password for entire notebook, and whatever the graph, whatever the report is generating, that is going to be saving in this notebook with the password. And we can save the result graph data also. This is one of the additional feature in this version. Under options, here you can see under report, you can save the result graph data with statistical report also. This is the additional feature in this version. And what about the worksheet features? Under worksheet menu, again we can see the import file and import database option. And these are all the worksheet options here. Editing features are there. And now I'm gonna explain you this view column statistics option under worksheet. What is the use of this view column statistics by importing one data from the external source? So under worksheet menu, I'm going to import one data now. Excel file, open. So my Excel file contains two sheets, sheet 1 and sheet 2. If you want to import any one particular sheet, you can select a particular sheet, or if you want to import all the sheets from the file, you can select all the sheets and you can import like this. So the data 1 and data 2 are the sheets are from the file which I selected for importing. And here I have 5 samples. One is in a raw format, another one that same data in the index format. So I want a basic statistic quickly for this data. So how to calculate that? For that, under worksheet menu, here you can see the view column statistic option. When you click on that, the software going to generate the basic statistics for the existing samples in the separate worksheet. So you can see the mean, median, standard deviation, standard error, coefficient of variation, 90%, 95%, 99% sample size, and these are all the estimates for 5 samples in the separate worksheet. Then, what about the graphical features? As I told before, we can add more than 100 type of, we can generate more than 100 2D 3D plots, and we can add multiple plots in the single graph frame, and we can perform basic editing, advanced editing, and modifying features and customization of the graph. So what about these things? How to do that? Let's see all those things one by one. So under create graph menu, we can see all those 2D 3D graphical options which we saw in the quick start dialog box. So I'm going to explain you the graphing feature with the help of the same data. So here in this menu driven, you can see the graph gallery option also. If you generate any graph, you can add that graph here, and that is going to be saving in the graph gallery, and then you can use that graph in the future plotting, future data plotting also. So then what about the basic editing features? So before that, what about the graph wizard? We can, under graph wizard, we can see all these 2D 3D graphical features in the list. So the scatter plot, line plots are all are there in the list here. Under scatter plot, if you click next, you can see the subgraphs of the scatter plot here. So again, I'm going to back, and under statistic graph wizard, we can see some graph enhancement here in this window. Under point and column in plot, we can generate the jitter plot. If you specify the jitter points, the software is going to generate the jitter plot for that specified point. And we can generate a QQ plot and NP plot, and confidence prediction ellipse. This is not confidence prediction regression plot. This is confidence prediction ellipse plot. That confidence and prediction limits are generating in the ellipse format. And if you select any plot, you can see the preview also in the left side, how that particular plot is generating. So I'm gonna explain you now the basic editing feature of the plot. Let's start with the basic thing. So I'm gonna generate under scat plot. I'm going to generate multiple scatter. So these are all the formats we can plot. X, Y, these are all the formats are there. I'm going to generate X many Y. The single X many Y variable. So I just click next. So you can select the variable like this. Just click on the column. That is going to be adding in the dialog box, and you can select from the here also. So X and Y1 is selected, or if you want to plot a particular observation, you can select like this. That particular observations are going to be adding in the dialog box. So I'm selecting the last column. So I plotting X against Y1, Y2, and Y3. So I just click finish. So here now we can see one black and white plot is generated. So I want to perform the basic editing for this plot. So we can keep the legend inside the plot also like this. This is the legend X against Y1, Y2, Y3, where X is a control variable, and Y1, Y2, Y3 are treatment 1, treatment 2, and treatment 4 variables. Respectively. So I want to perform the basic editing for this plot. Just double click on the plot. You can see the basic editing graph properties dialog box. Under graph option, you can rename the graph title here. I'm going to change the title name to multiple scatter, and you can change the format here, and you can change the font size here, and normal, bold, italic, underline, superscript, subscript, scientific symbol also you can apply in the title. And you can change the direction by using this option, and you can color the title also under this coloring option. I'm just coloring the title. And same way you can edit the legend also. If you want to edit a particular legend, you can select that particular legend, and if you want to see only y variable in the legend, you can see only the y variable. And under grid, you can apply the background grid to the plot also. So background grid means x major, x y major, these are all the format you can apply. So I'm going to apply the x major grid. And you can add the background color to the plot also under graph plane option. I'm going to add the yellow color and applying uh, transparency to that background color. Okay. Then uh, yeah. So under axis, you can change the axis. You can edit the axis also, both x and y axis. And under line option, you can color the x and the y axis lines. And under scaling option, you can edit the scale. I'm going to change the scale of y axis now. Currently, it is 30 to 65. I'm going to change it as 30 to 50. So now you can, likewise you can change the x-axis also. Under major label, you can display the left y in the right side y, and this bottom x-axis in the top you can display. And under minor labels, you can display the axis points of left y in the right side, and bottom x-axis in the top. And under major tick labels and minor tick labels, you can apply the scientific notation on the plot. And under major ticks, here you can change the interval manually. I'm going to change it for y-axis manual. Currently it is in 0 to 5. I'm going to change it as 0 to 2. Sorry, I'm 0 to 3. So we can see 30, 33, 30, 36 like that axis points on y-axis. And minor ticks, I'm going to do it for x-axis. This is to display the interval ticks in between the axis points. Currently it is 5. I'm going to change it as 10. So not for bottom, not for the top, only for the bottom. Yeah, now you can see the interval ticks along x-axis. There is a 10 interval ticks in between the axis point, and you can adjust your plot by applying the break also. Under break option, I'm going to apply the break to y-axis. I want a break in between 39 to 42. So 39 to 42. So likewise, you can adjust your plot. That break is showing in both left y and right side, because by default it is showing in right side also. And under plot option, you can see the plot name. Currently, we generated only single plot, so you can see only one plot name. If you add multiple plots in this frame, you can see the multiple plot names here in this window. And under the data option, you can change the data range. And under symbol option, you can perform the customization. So I'm going to apply the color scheme to the scatter points. That is one format to apply color scheme. So likewise, you can color the scatter points in the plot. So under lines option, you can edit the lines also. This is not a line plot. So here I generated the scatter point plot. And under area fills option, you can apply the area color into the plot. And under reference lines option, you can apply the mean, upper control line, lower control line to the plot also, like this. So under reference line. And Under drop lines option, you can apply the this vertical and horizontal drop lines to the scatter points, like this. So I just hide the break. I'm not applying now. After adding another plot to the same graph frame, I'm applying the break. So this is about the basic editing of the sigma plot graph. Now I want to add a multiple plot in the single graph frame, so or in the single window. How to do that? Just right click on the plot. You can see the object properties option to change the size of the graph, and graph property option again, and modify plot. If you want to modify the plot, if you want to add any more variable, you can add, or you can remove any more variable, you can remove. And I just want to add the new plot to the same graph frame. Now I'm going to add under line plot simple spline curve. So next I'm going to add a XY pair format plot. So my X is that same control variable, or the first column, and the last column is the Y variable. I just click finish. So here you can see one plot. This plot is not a complete plot, and this plot is depends upon the left y of the first plot. I want a complete independent plot. So how to get that? For that we need to add the axis. So how to add the axis to the same graph frame? So go to the graph page menu. Here we can see the advanced graph editing option. So under manage plot option, add axis, you can add the axis into the second plot, y axis, right side y. So now this added plot is a complete plot now. And if we apply the break into the left y, is not affecting the right y. Suppose I'm going to apply the break to the y axis of the first plot now. Again, I'm go to the basic editing properties. So here now I'm again applying the break to the left y, the y axis of the first plot. Again, I'm doing to 39 to 42. So it is applied for second plot. Sorry, because I haven't selected the first plot. I don't want a break for the second plot. I just want a break for the first plot. So I selected first plot. Yeah. Now you can see the break in the y-axis of the first plot is not affected the right y of the second plot. So we can add the curves into the same graph frame also. Here, just keep a cursor on any line plot or any data point in the graph. Right click on that, and here you can see the curve fitting options that I'm gonna explain you in the analysis part. What about the equation categories, equation library, and how to perform the user defined fitting. Everything I'm going to explain you in the analysis part. Then is it possible to add the external tools into this graph? Yes, that is also possible. Under tools option in the graph page menu, if you want to write something inside the graph, you can write inside the graph like this. And if you want to add the line into the plot, you can add the line also. And you can if you want to tell something about any data point or any plot, you can show the arrow also like this. So I want to make this graph as a single image. Is it possible? Yes, that is also possible. So for that, now this graph is not a single image. If you move this graph, that external tools which I added is not moving with the plot. So I want to make this graph as a single image. So how to do that? For that, control all. Here we can see the group option. Now this graph is the single image. I want to perform the basic editing for this image. Is it possible? Now it is not possible. When you double click on this plot, you can't see the graph properties dialog box. So, but still I want to do the basic editing for this image. So how to do that? Go to the home menu. Here we can see the graph properties option where you can perform the basic editing which you did before for the image also. Then what about the other features in the graph page menu? Under advanced graph page menu, here we can paste the plot also, and we can import the external images under object option. So we can import BMP formats, JPG images, GIF image, PNG, TIFF format, ICO, PCX, PCD, EMF, WMF, PSD, PNG, TGA, PSCT, CMP. These images are we can easily import into the graph page of the Sigma plot, and we can arrange the graph also, and graph template option also we can see here in the graph page menu. Then what about the exporting feature? I want to save my graph with a good DPI quality. So how to do that? Before that, I'm gonna show you how to assess a Sigma plot feature in the Word, Excel, and PowerPoint by using Sigma plot graphs. So for that, suppose consider you have a Sigma plot graph in the Word, that you don't have a data, you have only the graph of the Sigma plot. So I'm gonna insert this graph into the Word file under Tools menu, insert graph into the Word, insert. So here the graph which I generated is inserted here. That image is inserted. So I have a graph of the Sigma plot, but I don't know which data I use for this graph, or which notebook of Sigma plot I use for this graph. So how to regain my data? How to regain my notebook which I use for this graph? For that, right click on the plot in the Word, and here we can see object option. Here open under object, open option is there. When you click on that, that is going to open the entire notebook of that graph. So here you can see the data for option tab. Data for means a data which we use for that computation, for that graphing. Then what about the exporting feature? So is it possible to export the graph with the good quality? Yes, that is also possible. Under home menu, here we can see the different options for exporting option. For graph, we can export the graph in this many formats: JPG format, GIF format, PNG, HTML format, HTML JPG only, and TIFF RGB compressed, TIFF RGB, Sigma plot older versions, bitmap, metafile, enhanced metafile, EPS, PDF, SVG, SW. In these formats, we can save the plot. I'm gonna give one name to the plot. I'm going to save the plot in the JPG format. Here we got one dialog box to change the height and width of the plot. Along with that, we can see the here DPI setting option. We can set the DPI from 72 to 1200. I'm gonna set the graph DPI as 300. Now my plot is going to be saving in that DPI quality in the specified location. So this is about graphical feature of the Sigma plot 15. So then what about the analysis features? So what is unique for analysis in Sigma plot 15? So I'm using same data for analysis also. Under analysis menu, we can see these are all the analysis feature of the Sigma plot 15. So here Sigma plot built with one unique feature for analysis, as I told before, that is advisor wizard. So what is that advisor wizard? Advisor wizard guides end user in each and every step of statistical analysis, and suggesting the appropriate test to the data. So how it guides and how it's suggesting appropriate test. So how to run that? So here I have a data now. I think this is my data. 5 groups are there. I want to see the significant difference among these 5 sample. And these 5 sample measurements are from the different population, not from the same population. So I want to see the significant difference among these 5. I know what to do with this data. So, but I don't know which is the appropriate test for this, either parametric or non-parametric. So on that case, under analysis, I'm running the analysis to the advisor wizard. When you click on that dialog box, that option, one dialog box is opening. That is with what you need to do with data. Whether you want to describe your data with basic statistics, or whether you want to compare the groups or treatment for significant difference, whether you want to predict. So these are all the options are highlighted here. I just want to compare the groups or treatments for significant difference. So I selected that second option. And the next, how the data measured. So my whether it is by numeric values or by order or rank. So these are the options are there. It's a numerical. So by numeric values I'm selecting. And the third one is, did you apply more than one treatment per subject? As I told before, these 5 sample measurements are from different population. So I just click no. And the next is how many groups or treatments are there. So in my case, I have 5 treatments, 5 samples. So I'm selecting 3 or more. Just click finish. The software suggesting me one-way ANOVA. So run now. Now the software asking what kind of data, whether it is raw data, index data, mean size standard deviation, mean size standard error. I here in my case in the worksheet I have same data in 2 format. One is raw format and another one is index format. Raw format means sample measurements are in different column, and in index format sample measurements are in the single column and corresponding column with the coded treatments. So I'm going to apply the analysis to this second format, index format. So I kept that index format as it is. Next, my grouping variable is this one. I just click on that column and my data is this one, response or a dependent variable. Just click on that column, just click finish. Here software says one of the assumption for one-way ANOVA is failed. This is one of the unique feature in this software. In other software like SPSS, Stata, or Minitab, if you select any plot, if you select any test, that is going to be generate the output directly. But in Sigma plot case, if any of the assumption is failed for that test, you are getting the this kind of notification immediately. So this is what happened now. Here we got a notification that one of the assumption for one-way ANOVA is failed because that equal variance test or homogeneity of variance test is failed. P-value is 0.008. Would you like to go for non-parametric approach, or would you like to run one-way ANOVA on rank? That is a question the software asking. If you click yes, we are jumping into the non-parametric approach of the one-way ANOVA. If you still continue with no, then you are getting the one-way ANOVA result without against the assumption of the one-way ANOVA. So I just click yes. I just want a strong result. So here treatment hypothesis is also calculated here. The hypothesis for non-parametric one-way ANOVA is, or Kruskal values ANOVA is, under null hypothesis population median is same, and under alternate hypothesis population median is different. So this test is nothing but a comparison of median. So here 5 treatments are there. Our null hypothesis is rejected because p-value is less than 0.05 level of significance, 0.001. So our null hypothesis is rejected here. That is there is a significant difference among the 5 samples or 5 groups. And in the bottom, software suggested us pairwise comparison test. This is to see a significant difference in between the treatments or in the groups. Usually we are doing Taki test, and we can do the Dunn test also. We can do the student numerical test also, Dunnett test also. But I'm still continue with the Taki only. I just click finish. Here we got a report. This is not output. This is report, because here we are getting the estimate with a short interpretation. The firstly, software suggested us one-way ANOVA because of the failure of this homogeneity of variance. We jumped into the Kruskal values. So I mean, software suggested us Kruskal values test. And here we can see passed, failed short interpretation, and here the short interpretation on Kruskal values ANOVA's hypothesis also we can see here. And the pairwise comparison result also we can see in the bottom. Taki test result here, treatment 4 against a control group, that is yes, because p-value is less than 0.05. Yeah, less. and the second pair, that is also less than 0.05, and this is no, because p value is greater than 0.05. And here do not test is also there. We can see the summary on that also in the bottom. What is that do not test? So what about the result supporting graphs for this test? So how to get that? Just right click on the report. Here we can see different option. Here result graphs option is there. When you click on that, software suggesting some plots for that test. I'm going to select all the plots. Just click OK. Here we got a result supporting plots in the separate tab. Then is it possible to save this report with password protection? Yes, that is also possible. Again, right click on the report. Here you can see some option, create PDF and export feature is there. We can export the graph in this form, the report in this format also, SEC format, text format, rich text with line breaks, rich text format, Unicode text format, HTML format also we can save the report. I'm going to show you how to save the report with password protection. Create PDF. Here you can see the protect document option. Here you can set the password for this particular for this report. So this is about the reporting, the analysis and the statistical report feature. Likewise, which and all the analysis we can perform in Sigma Plot 15. Again, here the next to advisory wizard option, we can see the Sigma test option here. Under this, you can see some advisor help. Suppose I'm going to keep on data. Under Sigma test option, you can describe your data by descriptive statistics and frequency test calculation. And for single group data, you can perform one sample t-test and non-parametric approach of the one sample t-test. And for two groups, independent groups, you can perform t-test and Wilcoxon rank sum test, which is a non-parametric approach of the t-test. And for more than two groups, you can perform one-way ANOVA, two-way ANOVA, three-way ANOVA, and ANOVA on rank just now, which we did, critical values ANOVA, and one-way ANOVA, ENCO also, ENCO analysis of covariate, the variance with covariate. And for before and after, or for the paired measurement, we can perform paired t-test and a non-parametric approach of the paired t-test, that is Wilcoxon sign rank test. And for more than two repeated measure samples, we can perform one-way repeated measure, two-way repeated measure, and repeated measure NO on rank. And for categorical data analysis, like we can perform Z-test, chi-square test, figure exact, McNamara test, relative risk, and odds ratio. And under regression option, we can perform simple linear regression, multiple linear regression, logistic regression, polynomial regression. And to build the best model, we can perform stepwise regression, which contains forward, backward selection option, best subset regression. And regression wizard option is also this curve fitting wizard that I'm gonna show you now later. And Deming regression also we can perform. And dimension reduction method, that is principal component analysis, also we can perform. Parametric, non-parametric correlation, parametric, non-parametric survey analysis, normality also we can check in the Sigma plot 15. Then we can calculate the sample size also for these many tests, t-test, pat t-test, proportion, ANOVA, chi-square test correlation. And we can calculate the power also for the same test. And you can quickly perform the mathematical transformation, and you can perform the user-defined transformation also under the transform option. Then what about the curve fitting features? Under nonlinear regression, here we can see the three different type of wizards. Under regression wizard, you can see different type of equation categories. These are all the equation. If you select a polynomial equation, you can see the the equations coming under polynomial category. These are all the orders coming under polynomial equation. You can create your own equation also. Suppose I want to create my own equation by editing the existing equation. So I'm going to edit the quadratic equation of the polynomial category. So here you can see edit code option. So I am going to create my own equation. I'm giving some name to that equation. I just click OK. Here you can edit the existing equation. I'm just doing x to the power 7. So this just creating or you doing the user defined fitting by using existing equation in the library, and I just click OK. Now you can see that equation is created here under user defined category. So this is the equation which we created. So then you can use this equation for fitting. The another highlight in this equation fitting is the software going to generate the report of the fitting also. So I'm going to show you now how the report is generating for fitting, for every fitting. Next, I just fit the new equation only. I'm selecting the control group as X and the Y as this one, the first Y as treatment 3 and the last Y as. So this is the XY replicate format fitting. So I just click next. Here you can see the model summary also before fitting for the initial parameter. And next you can see here create report option. When you select that, the software going to generate the report also. So I just click next, and so here we got a graph of that new equation, and this is the report of that fitting. This is the equation we fitted, and this is the model summary and initial parameter p value also we can see here. So then what about the other equation wizard? Under dynamic curve fitter, you can specify the number of fits for the data. Under global curve fitting wizard, you can fit multiple equations. Sorry, you can fit the multiple data sets, not a single data set. You can fit multiple data sets simultaneously by single equation by using global curve fitting wizard. And what about the smoother enhancement? As I told before, I already told in the beginning in the introduction slide, we can see the smoother enhancement also. We can perform the 2D, 3D smoother enhancement also. I'm gonna show you the 3D data in smoothing. XYZ triplet format. I'm selecting the variables, triplets. For this also the report is generating. This is the enhancement in this version. And next, so you can perform this many smoother. I'm just continue with the negative exponential only. Just click OK. So here we got a 3D smoother, and this is the report for that smoothing, 3D smoothers report. So likewise, we can see the histogram and histogram with the kernel density option also in this same analysis option, and we can normalize the ternary data also. And a plot equation option. This is related to the this curve fitting wizards only. Here also we can plot by using this option. Also we can plot an equation. Then what about the macros? So how many macros we can do by using sigma plot 15? We can perform over 30 macros easily in the sigma plot 15. And here additional feature for graphing is heat map. As I mentioned before, we can perform heat map and cluster heat map also for web checking and for molecular biology. In molecular biology, we can compare the DNA RNA patterns. So these are all and in this tools menu, we can see the enzyme kinetic modules also. And under enzyme kinetic module, you can fit multiple equations simultaneously. In a global curve fitting wizard, you can fit multiple data simultaneously by single equation. In enzyme kinetic wizard module, you can fit multiple equations simultaneously to the single data. So I'm gonna explain you this enzyme kinetic wizard with the help of one sample data. So a single substrate, these are all the, I'm just continue with a single substrate, a sample data I selected. Next, and the dependent variable is rate and substrate is the independent variable. This is like a regression only. Next, and this is our sample data. You can see here substrate is independent variable, and v2 v1 v2 v3 are the rate are the dependent variable. I just click finish, and you can see here different type of enzyme kinetic equations. You can select multiple equations simultaneously. I'm gonna fit these equations, and I'm gonna generate these graphs to the sample data. This is like a regression only. We are going to see the model summary, whether that r square value is greater than 90% or not. So the four equations and four graphs are selected. I just click finish. The software going to fit selected equation to the sample data. So let's see what is the model summary. Yeah. So yeah, this is the report. Here we can see the r square value is very high, 98%, and archaic information criteria is also below 100, and the standard residual value is also below 10. This says that fitted equations are close to the actual data points of the sample data. Then what about the help? Any additional feature in under help? Yes, we can see the enhanced help in this version also. Here user guide is also there, and the tutorial help is also there, and you can see the sample data also. If you have any doubt regarding any test, or if you have any doubt regarding any graphical feature, you can go for the analysis and graphing also by using the data under statistics. And here the licensing is also there for network and standalone. Under license status, you can update a license in these three mode: product key, v2c file, h2h. These format are there. And a local mode, network and auto mode also we can upload the license. And if you have different subnets in the institution, you can go for the subnet server licensing also, and you can transfer the license also if any hard crash happened to the disk. We are providing the v2c license also for that machine. So this is about data visualization, analysis, and curve fitting feature of the Sigma plot 15. Any questions?
Sir, it's a very nice presentation. So I just want to know how you have added the enzyme kinetics data, means how you inserted that, because you have done with the sample data. So I just want to know how I can insert my own data. So can you just show?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So under tools menu, so I did analysis on the sample data. So you can add your own data also, sir. Here, manual data entry you can perform, and number of velocity replicates also you can select. Next, here you can enter the substrate and this dependent variable rates v1, v2, and v3.
Okay, so
This
so
is for
can
data
we
entry.
add error bars to the, that data?
We can. I mean, you are asking to adding the plot to that enzyme kinetic graphs. Yes, sir.
Significant errors, yeah, error bars to the plot.
Yes, sir. We can add the plot to this enzyme kinetic plots also. Just right click on the plot. Here you can see add new plot option, and under scatter plot, next, and we can add error bars also. By pair, and so that is for manual. This one we can do. So I just yeah, XY pair, this is Y, and error. It's like this. Like this, it is adding. Sir. So that the graph page is selected. That smoother graph page I selected. That's why that graph is added here. Any questions, sir?
So I have a question. In bar plot, can we add significant different letters along with the standard error bars?
Significant. I mean, that you want to write something inside the plot, sir?
Yeah, the significant difference letters.
Yes, sir. We can write inside the plot also under
No, no, so
graph.
is it there? It does the software does it automatically, or we have to enter it manually? Like
Uh,
because the a significant difference
uh,
letters are have to be generated with the error bars. Is it possible to analyze that?
Sir, actually, we that values or that external tools that we need to enter inside the graph, that is automatically, that is not generating in the plots along with plot.
Okay. And does it offer cluster analysis?
Cluster analysis is the advanced thing, sir. Actually, we can perform the clustered heat map, sir. The heat map is the additional feature in this version.
Oh,
So, any more questions, sir?
हेलो सर
Yes, 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 sir.
सर 3D में कितने वेरिएबल यूज होते हैं
Hello.
Kundo Nagel.
Any, sir? I
3D में
can't.
कितने वेरिएबल यूज होते हैं
Hello.
हेलो
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
सर कैन यू शो अगेन हाउ यू पासवर्ड प्रोटेक्टेड द रिपोर्ट हेलो
Okay, okay.
हेलो
Sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
हेलो
Just
सर
on
3D में
the
Here,
कितने
this is
वेरिएबल
the
यूज होते हैं
this is the report. So just
sir, kindly unmute, sir. Kiran, sir. Kiran, sir, audio is not there. Please kindly unmute.
okay. Now it is audible, right, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So how to protect our report? Just right click on the report. Here we can see the create PDF option. When you click on that, there one dialog box is opening, sir. Export to PDF. Here you can see one option, protect document. Then you can set the keyword that uh, password to the report, sir. Then that is going to be save that report with the password. So everything for graphing also for this report is also that graph edit, and for the report editing and I mean report export options are also wide in the Sigma Plot 50. Any more questions, sir? Hello? Hello?
Yes, Dipanjoy.
Sir,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
is it possible to plot multiple bar graph in Sigma plot?
Multiple graph, yes, sir. We can plot a multiple bar graph also. So here under bar graph, here we can see the simple vertical bar, grouped vertical bar, and the vertical error bars, grouped vertical bars. So these are all the subgraphs are there, sir. For every option, graphical feature, you can see the subgraphs, sir. Hello.
Yes, sir, audible.
Okay. Actually, your voice is breaking, sir.
Kiran sir, I have one
Yes, sir.
question. So
Yes, sir.
I
Yes.
already asked in the chat. Actually, I'm using the Sigma plot old version, that is
Yes, sir.
10.
Yes, sir.
Means I think it's a paid version of Sigma 15. So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
is there any possibility of means for academic purpose we can get the license through you or
Uh,
something?
that you want to upgrade this software from 10 to 15?
Yeah, either upgrade or a new one.
Sir, sir, I can't understand. I mean, you're asking that whether it is for.
That you showed about the Sigma
Uh,
Plot 15 application, na, sir? Suppose I don't have and I want to use that. So
okay.
is the only option to purchase it, or is there any academic subscription available or academic
Uh,
license available for university or institute, or even for the workshop participants, means those who are participating in this workshop?
Sir, actually, for university and for academics, we are giving some best price. Actually, our salesperson is, I think, he's not in this session. And if you want to upgrade, we are upgrading that also, sir. And if you go for purchase, also that is upgrade only from 10 to 15. So you are telling that you are already using the 15th version. Sorry, this
10th
10th
version, sir.
version.
10th, yeah.
10th version, the difference between the 10th version and 15th version is very this one. So as I told before, their graphical features also enhanced, and analysis modules also extended in this software. So if you go for upgrade also, you can go where our sales team is going to be give that this one. And I can't disclose that, sir, that how it is. And if you have any queries regarding sales, you can freely contact me through this email ID. I'm gonna highlight my email ID here. That you can see my screen now, sir.
So I want to answer here to Ziaul sir. Tripura University procured Sigma plot. So Tripura University has licensed version. Uh, Students of Tripura University or any people who can visit Tripura University can use this software. The software is available with Tripura University Central Library.
Sir, if you have any queries regarding this one software cost details or anything, you can freely contact me through this email ID, sir. So any technical queries regarding software, I'll
I will share email ID with Ziaul Hassan sir. I have
yes,
email ID of Kiran sir also and Akbar Ali sir also.
yes, sir.
Yeah.
I
Any
think
question, other participants?
And you can go for the trial also. I'm gonna share you the trial. For trial, there is a website www.systatsoftware.com. So you can see their Systat range softwares along with Sigma plot, other software also there, image analysis software and modeling softwares. So any more question?
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, can we simultaneously see both the graph and the worksheet at the same time? Sir,
Pardon, sir?
can we
Yeah.
simultaneously see both the graph and the worksheet at the same time?
Yes, yes. That is quick graphing of the data. That you are asking about while entering the data only that graph is generating, no,
Yes,
sir?
sir. While entering.
Yes, yes. That is quick graphing of data. Under main button here, you can see the quick start. Here again, you can see all those graphical features, 2D, 3D graphical features, which is available in the software. If you want to plot any graph, suppose under line and scatter plot, you can select any subgraphs. Suppose I want to plot a simple spline curve with scatter. So I selected that. You can change the format here also, data format. I want to plot XY pair. So here, just make it.
Hello, sir.
Yes, 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 sir.
Sir, how many variables you use in 3D?
How many variables we can predict? Pardon, sir? So actually here I selected a single X and single Y. This is a XY format. Here you can enter the data manually. So when you enter this manually, as per that entry, in the right side you are getting the plot like this. This is the quick graphing of the data which
Thank you, sir.
Gopinath Das sir asked. So this is the simple graph plot. You can plot multiple also. I didn't select it multiple. This one. So any more question?
Any more question, participants? If not, we can conclude here. Sir, I think no question from the audience.
Yes, sir.
So, sir, it's really nice to listen to you for introducing us about the Sigma plot software.
Yes, sir.
So we'll share recording with the students who have not understood any points. They can see the video again and again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And, sir, if possible, they will contact with you via email.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sure. Sure.
Thank you so much for being with us in short time of notice, sir. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
So participants, few announcement. Announcement means it's information for you.